What is going on? What is going on? Hey, 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 hey. What is going on? What is going on? This is the No I Don't Know TV series. We are back and we are black. Yay. You can see I'm on the phone right now. For real. Hey, 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 hey. That's how a nigga be. That's how a nigga be stalling when he getting ready to rap, but he ain't saying shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know me, I can turn any song into a nice little R&B selection. You know, I'm gonna bring y'all a little something. Hey, but I'm a rap. Yay. Bitch, get on the flow. Hey, hey, and give me that dough. Yeah, gotta get that Young Jeezy flow. Hey, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Let me turn this clown ass shit down. Man, what's going on? What's going on? This is the No I Don't Know TV series. Shout out to Nuke. Like I said, Nuke was supposed to make it on Thursday, man, but she had a whole lot of other shit going on. We gonna get it together though. Don't worry, we gonna get it together. Shout out to Branty and them too. I gotta holler at those niggas today. I'm supposed to meet them today, I think, or tomorrow. I think it's today. I gotta holler at that nigga as well, because we gotta get some more shit popping. But anyway, man. Did Jesus come back today? I know that's what we waiting on. Damn. Waiting on this nigga to come back and that bullshit. But anyway, man, how many of y'all out there probably like, God damn, I gotta get up and go to work today. So who all have to work Saturday, Sunday, man, much power to you on the court plantation. I know how that shit can be. That shit is not fun. It's not easy as 1, 2, 3. Not at all. But I can tell you one thing that is easy. Man, today's topic is gonna be about our girl, Amber Guyger. Now, this was a dominant society person who pretends like she's there to protect and serve, a race soldier, a race representative of the system of white supremacy is what I would like to call it sometimes, because you know they hide behind the badge and act like they protecting and serve when really they out to shoot and kill whoever don't look like them. That's a fact. So, it's so funny because I was watching this thing, I think it's Here and Now or whatever, it's a show I think on HBO, and it's about this, it's about race relations and how these dominant society Caucasian people, they had a kid and they adopted like a black girl and an Asian dude and all this other stuff, right? So when I'm watching it, you can see the distinction, the difference, on how the adopted kids view life versus the kid that grew up and is born and raised by these Caucasian parents. And look, I gotta do this shit. Anyway, contact lens shit and all kinds of shit. But back to what I was saying. When you look at this stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm watching it because I like to watch interesting things like that. So then it gets down to the part where I guess the mom, long story short, she works at a school and there's like these race relations, and then this, this group of white kids, dominant society kids, is like, well, why we can't have a white pride club and all this other stuff, and then the black kids and the people, you know, the Pakistani kids or whatever, or the Eastern Asian kids or whatever, they want their own little club. So he's like, I don't understand. Everybody has their own club but us. And then when the black kids start saying, well, history teaches us, why do y'all need y'all own? Y'all been dominating shit forever. But these kids have been socialized to think that when they see black people have the Black Student Union and they see us try to group and do group economics and all that, the dominant society has socialized their kids to not like melanated people for us wanting to take the power back and move forward. So I was noticing that, watching that. See, there's hidden symbolisms in a lot of these shows that be on HBO and all. It's very, very great. Very, very good. And then after she let these kids have this dialogue, the next scene is it's a black person in blackface, basically, with pink lips and white teeth, dark as fuck with hair like ours, hanging from a tree. And then, you know, she makes a statement, oh, we can't give up on our kids and they will be prosecuted. But this is the type of stuff that melanated people go through all day, every day. Because I don't know what else to say when it comes to that. That doesn't stop. So like I told y'all before, if y'all think that the government doesn't have some type of, I would say, part to plan that, I'm going to tell you again, like I always tell y'all, go get this book. It's called The Burglary. Yes, it is. It's the Book of Eli. But it definitely tells you about the FBI and J. Edgar Hoover's plan to take out the next black messiah, because they don't want this melanin to awaken and for us to actually be on top of our shit. So these are just things that I think we got to look at and understand. You know what I'm saying? There's other things too that I tripped off of just watching it, how the dominant society kids, which it doesn't bother me because I'm around dominant society people that think like that to this day. And the thing about it is that I would teach our melanated brothers and sisters is stop trying to get other races to understand melanated people's plight, because they don't care and they don't understand and they don't want to understand. Because if they try to get an understanding of what melanated people have went through the last 400 and some odd years, that would make them have to take accountability. But the first thing that they do is they blame it like Joe Biden did. I'm not responsible for what my great-great-grandfathers did and our forefathers. No, those are your forefathers, not ours. My forefathers are Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Le Toussaint L'Ouverture, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Master Farrar Muhammad, Denmark Vesey, Nat Turner. Those are my forefathers. The Moors. You know, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, those are my forefathers. I do not claim Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, all these people. These people were a part of the dominant society, and they dominated the 9 areas of activities with the inception of, oh, we can create our own rules and laws, and they got to go with it. And if you really start to dig and do your research and start looking at things, you're like, oh, damn, they don't own this land. They are trustees of the land mass. But it's all about knowing what to call yourself and status and all that. And now that's when you get into knowledge of self. That's when you get into the nations of gods and earth, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You get into those type of teachings. You know, I always tell people, if anything, please go get The Fall of America by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. It's a very, very good book. Go get the Supreme Mathematics and the Supreme Wisdom teachings. One is by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The Supreme Mathematics is by Clarence, I think it's Clarence X13. The Nations of God and Earth, he got taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and then he spun off and kind of took his own thing. So read those teachings and kind of understand them. And when you read them, don't read them from a perspective of, just interpret them the way you feel that you should interpret them, and just kind of seek the knowledge. Now, I'm talking to melanated people, because these are things that we need to know. The teachings are there. I just think a lot of times motherfuckers don't be want to hear that shit because they feel like, man, that's that silly talk. That's that. But the white man is this because of, but a lot of I would say 99.9% of the shit that is being said is accurate. And those are the things that when I watch that. Now we gonna get into it. Amber Guyger, she plays the victim. That's why you all need to go get this book called White Fragility. It's a very, very good book. I mean, there's no denying how monumental some of the things in the book is. It's very good for a person that's kind of like they don't understand or no. You got read White Fragility. This lady basically is breaking down all the little nuances and little jewels and things that the dominant society does to deflect and kind of pass by and look at things. But it's all about reading and gaining a different perspective. So that's what I would tell you. Go get that book. Now, Amber Guyger, and she killed both them, Gene, a melanated brother. You know, now, here's the thing. This whole defense on, I walked into the wrong apartment and all that. There's so many things you could have done. You know, I'm reading reports that say that, you know, she had gauze and things and first aid kits in her backpack and didn't use none of that shit. She wanted that nigga to die. But here, I'm gonna let y'all listen to something real quick so y'all can get a true perspective of, you know, what I've been talking about. And this is the thing that trips me out the most. Here, let me see.
This officer ever would want to hurt an innocent person.
Again, I'm sorry. I can't understand.
Now, if y'all notice, y'all hear that, right? Now, when y'all hear this, she did. Translation, y'all. I'm not a nigger. He was. I'm white. I'm dog whistling. And I'm going to play the damsel in distress because not only am I a part of being a race soldier, but you guys need to let me off because I shot and killed a nigger. Listen.
Miss Guyger, take a second to collect yourself before you speak.
Ready?
Please.
She's got, just bring on the tears. Just bring on the tears. Bring on the tears. Wow. Bring on the tears. Bring on the tears.
How do you feel what you did to Mr. John?
The question was, how do you feel about what you did to Mr. John?
I feel like a terrible person. I feel like a piece of crap. I hate that I have to live with this every single day of my life.
Then if you feel like a piece of crap and you can't deal with it every single day, then why don't you just plead guilty and go to the pen? Why don't you just plead guilty and go to prison for the crime that you committed?
And I ask God for forgiveness, and I hate myself every single day. I feel like I don't deserve the chance to be.
Now let me translate that for you. I ask God for forgiveness and every day. Now I'm going to translate even more. You ask God for forgiveness. That means you ask Cesare Borgia, the same people that melanated people pray to in their churches. See, but basically what she's telling us is, my God is white, he's not a nigger, and he's going to set me free. That's basically what she's saying, in my interpretation.
My family and friends. I wish he was the one with the gun that killed me. I never wanted to take an innocent person's life. And I am so sorry. This is not about hate. It's about being scared that night.
Wow. And that's all I got to say. Let me get the music going. Now, that's wow. Now, you talking about playing the victim. I mean, she just went in there and got to crying and shit. Oh, I wish it would have been me. No, I can't see my... So, you wish it would have been you, but then you worried about, oh, I can't see my family and my friends. My family, my friends, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because I'm white and he's a nigger. And we don't need... That's one less nigger in the world. That's basically what you're saying to me and to melanated people. If you feel so bad about that, then why don't you plead guilty? Why don't you plead guilty and sentence yourself to 25 years to life? You were in the wrong apartment and thought he was in the wrong apartment. And then now, other witnesses are like, no, that bitch is lying. She knew who he was and she knew what apartment he lived in. She knew exactly what was going on. No, that bitch was probably fucking each other. And she probably got tired of his ass, or he probably got tired of her. And then she said, well, fuck it, I'm going to stage like I'm going to be in his apartment. Maybe you was arguing before you shot and killed him. See, we'll never know because you can hide behind that badge. And you can hide behind that precious skin of yours. You have the complexion for the protection. Ultimately, is going to show you the affection to walk right the fuck out, not guilty. And if you feel all these things, then why don't you, like I just said, just plead guilty and say, you know what, I'm gonna plead guilty. And there's a lot of other officers that are doing, crimes like this and shooting people and killing people. So maybe you guys need to come on out and start pleading guilty too, so we can make this world a better place, this country a better place. No, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna cry and moan and whine and act like it's woe is me and I was scared for my life. But how you gonna be fearful for your life when you was in the wrong apartment? And then how you gonna shoot somebody and you in the wrong apartment? So I wonder what type of defense they drummed up then. And that's why, just reading the reports and reading some of the stuff, that's why the prosecutor was like, well, you said you were scared. Let me see. It says she said she was scared when she heard shuffling inside what she believed to be her apartment. When she opened the door, she saw a silhouette of a person in the dark. Ah, so it's dark. So you saw a person in the dark. So who just sit in the dark at their house? So you just sit in the dark and just be waiting for somebody to come through the door? That's bullshit. She pulled her gun. I knew someone was moving around inside my apartment, so I wanted to just find that threat, Guyger said. She pulled her gun with her right hand. Her backpack, lunchbox, and police vest were in the other hand, and shouted at Jean. She testified it. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. She yelled according to her testimony. That's a lying bitch right there. She said Jean began walking toward her quickly and yelled, hey, 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 in an aggressive tone before she fired twice from where she was standing in the door frame. So he ran at you and was like, hey, 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 in an aggressive tone, in a dark silhouette. Man, get the fuck out of here. You trying to paint him like he's the devil. But if you watch Lucifer Morningstar is portrayed by a white guy. And I think Lucifer means light bearer, correct? But anyway, I digress. The defense argued that Jean may have crouched down right before the shooting. Man, get the fuck out of here. But this is the thing that, that trips me out about it. And I guess the cross-examiner, or, the prosecutor, Jason Hermes or whatever, grilled her on doing focused on the moment of the testimony and why she said being alone with Jean after she shot him was the scariest thing she could imagine. Yeah, why is that? Can you imagine Mr. Jean's perspective, an intruder barging into his apartment, Herman said, and then having been shot and fallen and being alone in that apartment? Man, get the fuck out of here. This should let everybody know that all you got to do is have the skin to win. Like I said in the last podcast, you ain't winning if you ain't cheating. And she's cheating right now. You crying on the stage. You playing this bullshit game. You making it seem like, you're making it seem as if, to me, you're making it seem as if, you did nothing wrong. The first question I would ask, well, did you know you were in the right apartment? What apartment number are you on? What floor are you on? So you didn't know this alleged assailant at all. You didn't know you were in the wrong apartment. You didn't notice things were different in this apartment, that any house you go to, everything is going to be distinctively different. So you just in somebody else's apartment just chilling in the dark. Man, get the fuck out of here. That don't make sense. Guilty, that bitch need to go to jail. That's a fact. But she's probably not. The Fraternal Order of Police is very, very strong, very powerful, and they don't fuck around. And the thing that trips me out the most about the situation is you on the stand crying all this shit, but where was you at when he was laying there dying in his own pool of blood? You didn't help him. You didn't treat him for first aid. You didn't do nothing. You was probably making sure that he was dead and trying to fix the scene the whole goddamn time. See, who's holding the accountable? And why do we as people give the moral compass to them when we know they have been immoral the last 450 years? Come on, we built this country, free labor, black labor, melanated labor. So I don't understand why we choose to give them the moral compass to judge who we are, and we search and seek such significance from them. Like we need them to validate who we are. And as you get older and you read and you gather a little bit of knowledge and you ascertain a little bit of shit, you should know, man, we are the gods. There's a book I need to go get. I just got it. It's called White Gold. Basically, it's about African masters and white slaves. See, but we don't know that because they don't teach that to us. No, you know what they teach us? Our slavery. But they don't teach us when they asses was enslaved by Ishmael Moulay, where the term Moulay comes from. Moulay, and Moulin-Yan and all this other bullshit. See, we got to start doing our research, and we got to start questing for knowledge. You have to still keep learning, man. I'm always learning. Because when somebody can shoot somebody, and you was in the wrong apartment, not them, you were in the wrong apartment, and then you can shoot them and kill them and then get on the stand and be crying, talking about, oh my God, I just regret every day of my life. I don't know what I'm going to do. You don't know what you're going to do. You regret every day of your life. Nigga, what? But this is the type of white privilege and being on code. That's what happens. See, I pray to God. See, she's not praying to the same. See, she's praying to Cesare Borgia. That's where they draw power from. We need to be praying to the spirit of Ogun. We need to be praying to the spirit of Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey. That's who Jeremiah Hamilton. We need to pull and draw from that power. We need to start sitting down with the ancient voodoo priestess and seeing how we can heal our body from the inside and out in our minds, and start praying to that instead of going to a traditional melanated church where you just want to jump up and down and scream and shout. And if you gonna go to that church, let's put aside the music and the choirs and all the other shit, and let's get down to the knowledge. Let's get down to the actual knowledge of what is going on. And let's start breaking apart this Bible and seeing how it translates to melanated people's journey through life. Because let me tell you something. When you're dealing with the system of white supremacy in the dominant society and all that entails, you can't be like, oh, that don't work. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. And you're not going to be able to combat it being a partaker in self-hatred and not knowing that you are a God. And you have to master that. There's every day where I get down and out and I'm like, man, but I'm strong, I'm powerful, and then I have to change my mind concepts because thoughts are things. And you know, these are just things that we have to worry about and work on, because there's nothing worse than our people, a part of our society, not knowing how powerful they are and knowing what they need to be doing. Like I said, nobody's perfect. And we all have our flaws. But I'm telling you, ghettos are designed, apartments are designed to keep people at bay. They can make every house affordable just like an apartment, but they choose not to do that because it's about capitalism. And in a capitalist society, it's stepping on people's heads, and I don't care what the cost is. When white people that are part of the dominant society, those white people that are at the lower end, the ones that are poor and broke, when they realize that the upper echelon aristocracies of the world view them just like niggas, then we could probably unite and make something happen. But what happens is, it's always the I'm white and you're a nigger. And that's what's gonna happen. That's why you gotta empower yourself. Stop trying to explain to everybody else what our plight is. See, I don't do that. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. When a person of any type of intelligence get to talking that bullshit to me, I just laugh at them, because I'm not gonna explain to you what slavery is and what it has done to melanated people. And the dominant society, they take on so many different characteristics of white fragility. It's funny. Some of them be like, well, we have Obama. Like, come on, we had a black president. We had one black president out of 50 white ones. But they expect us to be happy with the one. That's how cold this system is. Just like when you work at any, or you just look at the Coca-Colas and all them. Go get the stock, by the way. But I'm just saying, when you look at it, it ain't no melanated people in charge calling the shots. Man, they let that black lady that work at ABC call the shots on Roseanne, because Roseanne embarrassed the station, the network. Other than that, they would not have allowed that melanated sister to do that at all. And you see, they still kept on the show, which is probably struggling, by the way, because how you gonna have a show without Roseanne, who started the fucking show? That's what tripped me out. But don't worry, as it blow over, Roseanne will come back. That's a fact. If she don't, I'll be surprised. But it's so funny when you watch How to Get Away with Murder. This sister has to be a drunk, an alcoholic, fucking everybody, life in dismay. But then on one hand, she could be a talented lawyer. Why do we have to be all those things? Just like Olivia Pope in Scandal, she's got to be the side bitch of the president for it to be one of these things that's, you know, I guess, feedable to the masses for us to watch. She just can't be a strong, powerful, melanated sister. No, she's got to be a side bitch to the president. Come on, man. But the longest running shit that's on TV is whack-ass Grey's Anatomy. And they on that. This would trip me out, though. They'll kill every black bitch off of a TV series. Why they don't kill that bitch off of? These are just things that I think about, and I'm like, there's symbolisms in that. Come on, man. These are things that we need to start looking at and questioning our judgment on how we perceive it, because I do. And like, okay, what do I need to do and how I need to go about things? Because to sit and watch Amber Guyger get on that witness stand and get to crying and sobbing and snotting and doing all this other shit and talking about how much she wishes she would have never done that. No, I bet you wish you wouldn't. You probably thought you was going to be able to get away with it. You would have been better off killing him in the street than being in his apartment. How you going to be in somebody else's apartment and shoot and kill them and talking about, he was in, I thought I was in the wrong apartment. Nigga, what? I'm surprised she don't claim she's schizophrenic. Or like that white kid that was about to get off for murder because he said his defense was, I suffer from affluenza. So I'm too affluent. I'm too rich to understand what the commoner deal with. That was his actual defense. But I digress. And then you see things like Robert De Niro, how he's like, fuck him. I don't blame him. Fuck him. Oh, they're going to try to paint and make Robert De Niro the bad guy and make him this and this and that because he doesn't like Trump. What I need you to do, Mr. De Niro, is talk about the system of white supremacy and how it affects melanated people every single fucking day. Why does everybody want to go after Donald Trump? That's the easy target. That's some Eminem shit to me. I'm going to promote my album by doing a freestyle on BET, the BET Awards, which I could barely freestyle. It was terrible. And talk about Donald Trump. As all the black people stand behind him and co-sign that shit. No, the shit was horrible. And it was easy to go after Donald Trump. That's the easiest target in the book. Come on, man. But Donald Trump is just saying how you all feel, if you ask me. That's why I like it. And no, I'm not voting. Go ahead and go vote. You want to go vote? Go get you an etymology dictionary. Go get you this dictionary. And when you go get this dictionary right here, it's going to tell you all you need to know about voting. Voting means to wish. That's what it means. It's not even real. That's why the Electoral College, they the ones who make the decisions, not y'all clown asses. So you want to go vote locally, where you can maybe have a chance of having an influence over who's your councilman or commissioner or alderman or whatever it's going to be, or senator or congressman. But nationwide, no. Your vote does not count. I don't give a fuck what you say. You argue me all day long. People get mad and, oh, our ancestors died to vote. Well, our ancestors were misinformed. Because why would you want to be a part of a system that is rigged against you in the first place, where you're voting for the less of the two evils? These are the candidates that they're giving you. These are not the ones that melanated people went out and go pick. That's why they gave you Kamala Harris, who was a prosecutor, who was on their side the whole fucking time, locking up black women because their kids ain't going to school. That's what she was doing. Having a great conviction rate type shit. Oh, I'm the one who took on the banks. Bitch, I didn't ask you about fuck you and the banks. And you didn't really take on no fucking banks the way you propagating this news that you have. But a lot of it is this, ladies and gentlemen. We get fooled by whatever they put in front of us. That's why niggas still talking about Malik Yoba's moist shit. Like, who cares about any of that? If that's what Malik Yoba want to do, go do that. That's a distraction. We got to look at what the point is. Stick to that point. That point is this. We are disenfranchised, economically starved, locked and boxed out of all the resources that the dominant society controls. So that's what we need to be looking at. I mean, look at the hair products. Why is it that Asians sell all the hair products? Why is that? And why don't melanated people do that? We are so comfortable with other people selling us our shit. Why are we so comfortable with that? I don't get it. I really don't understand that. Maybe these are things that we'll see and we'll work on as time goes on. But right now, I really don't understand why we as people are so comfortable with them selling our shit to us. They go get it half the price and then sell it back to us at full price. And that's how they make their money. And then I don't never see no Chinaman, no Korean men, no Vietnamese men, no none of them be in the black community supporting black businesses in our community. At all. You never see that. But we always, yum yum dim sum, we always in Chinatown as much as they own fucking dirty dining. We always in Chinatown. Now, when you go everywhere else, you see the Latino community. They support their own. Now, maybe there are some Latinos that support melanated businesses. And they are. I'm not saying that they're not, they are. But, they are more of a practicing group economics race than we are. We don't practice group economics. You know what we do? We hate and lie and steal and chill. And a lot of that is socialization from families. See, that's why I always say this. Melanated people always pretend like they want to be like the Jews until it's time for generational fucking wealth. And then when it's time for generational wealth, that's what you get. Motherfuckers get to acting like they don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? And then this is what's so funny. Melanated people are not socialized to buy stock, bonds, 401k, traditional Roths, and just things that could benefit us, life insurance, stuff like that, right? But melanated people, let's say a boomer has property and has a whole bunch of stuff. They can sell the property and give all the kids shit, and the kids will be broke in a couple of months because you never socialized them to do the right things with money if they ever got it. Let me tell y'all something. If you make $40,000 a year, but you're $60,000 in debt, you're not ready for no real money. If you make $60,000 a year and you're $80,000 in debt, you're not ready for no real money. You have to master the money that you already have. That's a fact. If you can't master the money that you're already making, then how the fuck are you gonna master making triple that? especially if you get it all at once. That's why a lot of people that win the lottery, a lot of people that win those fucking big ticket items and it gets lump sum thrown in their lap, they go crazy. They be on drugs, idle time is the devil's fucking workshop, that type of shit. They don't know what to do. And then they start paying for people to hang around them and be accepted of their bullshit behavior. But like I said, a lot of times this shit starts within the family. See, Amber Guyger was socialized to be able to get away with shit like that. She just was. That's why it's so easy for her to get on the stand and start crying and all this other shit. These are just things that we gotta know about. Not things that we don't. You wanna know about why, this is why they think the way they think. They socialize this way. And this is why melanated people think the way we think. That's why we think Gucci and Louis and Jordans first. Then we think of stocks, bonds, making sure your shit is paid, making sure if you don't have to get no car payment, you don't get one. We don't think that first. We think that second. You know what we think first? Okay, I got the car. I got to put rims on it. I got to put some beat in my shit because I want my shit to be bumping and I want my shit to be fresh because it's all about look at me, look at me, look at me. Peacocks. We got to show everybody what we have. Except when you go around the dominant society, especially the Jewish community, they will never let you know what they got going on. They'll shop at the Goodwill. They'll shop at Payless. They don't give a fuck about no Jordans. They don't care about that shit. Maybe their kids might, but they don't care because they're not socialized that way. Because most of the time, their children, they can go off in the deep end and you know, explore the melanated community and rap and all that, right? But they always come home and they always go back to what they were socialized to be. Bankers, doctors, lawyers. Look at Chelsea Handler. She was pregnant by a melanated brother. Twice. Her dad made her have an abortion and shipped her away so she could never go back to that. And that's why you can look at Chelsea Handler's face and now, you know, it's so funny because you don't go from dating no niggas, us, to dating no corny ass Jewish boy. But nah, you doing that because that's what you were socialized to do. See, we got to be careful who we have up under us. If you just fucking us just because you got a fetish or you like being around melanated people, then get the fuck away from us. We don't need no Tim Wises around us that's selling books and profiting off of our struggle. That's why I've never really been a fan of Tim Wise. He act like a preacher to me and get to talking and my daddy and my mama and I don't like all that. Fuck all that. I don't need that. What are you doing when Trayvon Martin gets killed? What are you doing when Eric Gardner is dying? Where are you at? Why you ain't out there with the family? Why is it we gotta wait on Al Sharpton's perm press having ass to be out there? Where you at? Why you ain't out there? Why was the Stranger Fruit documentary done by another white boy and not you? Why you not doing that? We can say, oh, well, maybe that's not him. Yeah, but you writing those books that people buying. That's why I'd rather listen to Jane Elliott than listen to Tim Wise. Fuck all that. Don't get around me with my daddy and my mom and all this other shit. You talking shit about the Honorable Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Fuck Tim Wise, man. I was never impressed by him in the first place and will never be impressed by him because you're taking your perspective and you're glamorizing it and making it seem like you were so gung-ho for the black movement and all that. Man, get the fuck out of here. Then you got niggas like Bernie Sanders still toting that whole, you know, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. What do you think about reparations? Oh, no. But you voted for reparations for the Jewish community, though. See, people don't know that. See, those are the things that somebody should have put in Killer Mike's ear. Like, hey, man, this dude voted against black reparations, but voted for Jewish reparations. And why is it every time reparations, I don't care what you call yourself, more this, that, that's not what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about this. Why is it every time it's about melanated reparations, every dominant society motherfucker act like it's some new shit? Well, we have to talk about that. Like, what does it look like? The same thing it looks like when y'all give it to the Jews. The same thing it looks like when y'all drop those bombs on Hiroshima and you gave it to the Japanese. The same thing it looks like when y'all give it to everybody else that were in internment camps and y'all crucified and did all these things too. So why is it when it comes to melanated people, it's all this white fragility? Oh, well, what does that look like? And then you got even the melanated candidates acting like that. Oh, no, I'm not going to do for everybody. No. That's what Kamala Harris said as she takes on and loves her Indian culture. But when it comes to black, she want to listen to Cardi B and all this other shit to try to relate to us. That's the Obama shit. So fuck that bitch too. That bitch was a prosecutor putting niggas away. So nope, you out of here. Sorry. That's why, see, when melanated people saw Obama, everybody was like, well, shit, this is my chance. I'm going to try to do it too. It's all a hustle, man. Obama didn't say a goddamn thing about no niggas, and he's never going to say anything about no niggas, and neither is his wife or his children. So y'all might as well forget it. Yeah, I had Obama post and shit. I took all that shit down by the second term. I was like, this nigga don't give a fuck about no niggas. Man, take this shit down. Then when I heard he inherited $500,000, nigga, $500,000? Nigga, I ain't even inherit $500. $5. 5 cents. Most melanated people don't inherit nothing. But here it is. This melanated brother inherited $500,000. And they make him seem like he's so smart and he just clawed his way up. Yeah, right, with the assistance of his white grandparents. Man, get the fuck out of here. See, these are things that are not talked about. And that's how they try to frame this picture in the melanated eyes when we be like, hey, it's not fair. The first thing they do is be like, well, you guys got Obama. Like, if he could do it, y'all could do it. Bullshit. Obama inherited $500,000. What melanated brother that you know from the hood is going to inherit $500? That's not going to happen at all. But these are just things that, that I see and I interpret. Everybody interprets things and it's about perspectives. And that's just my perspective on it. Amber Guyger, you should get the death penalty. Or you should get 25 to life because you were in the wrong apartment and you shot and killed somebody, which means that you're not a very good police officer. What type of training you have when you in somebody else's spot and then you shoot and kill them? Now, what kind of shit is that? Where's the LGBTQ community for this shit? But no, you ain't gonna see them for that. No, we gonna see them hovering around Malik Yoba's moist ass and bullshit. That's what we gonna see. These are the things that I don't like, man. And these are the things that I'm gonna keep talking about and keep pressing. I don't care what people say. I don't care what people do. This is the shit that we need to be talking about. Stop talking about Donald Trump. And look, you know what I like about Donald Trump? That's the type of racist that y'all need. See, people act like you can't do business with a racist. No. You can. But we're up in front and center and we know about it. You know what I mean? Like, these are the things that we got to understand. When you're doing business with a person that's like, look, I don't really like niggas, but we're conducting commerce right now. So commerce has to be in decency and in order. That's what I like. But what I don't like is how, oh man, fuck Donald Trump, man. He gotta go, man. We gotta vote, man, because we gotta get him out. And then what? Oh, so let me guess. My choices are Donald Trump, who's blatantly racist, or Joe Biden, who's a covert operating racist, who was the architect of the crime bill, who was behind the assassination of Muammar Gaddafi, who wanted to liberate melanated people and give the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam billions of dollars to help melanated people. And then they told the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan if he took that money, he'd be deemed a terrorist. Come on, man. Joe Biden was behind that. Joe Biden needed an extra 3 minutes on the floor when he was introducing the crime bill. He might as well just say, I'm not a nigger and they are, and let's lock up as many niggers as we can because I don't want my kids around niggers. Might as well just said that because that's how you felt. But we want to get Donald Trump out and put Joe Biden or one of these clowns from the Democratic Party in who really don't give a fuck about no niggas. You know what I mean? This is the thing that bothers me the most. Melanated people would rather deal with racist that is covert. I'd rather deal with blatant racist that's like, look, I ain't never been around no niggers before, so I don't know how y'all act, and I don't really deal with y'all. Okay, cool. Then I know where I stand with you. I don't like no covert racists like the FBI and how they did in the book called The Burglary with J. Edgar Hoover, who they named a building after this motherfucker, who was plotting and scheming to destroy and infiltrate any type of black organization that they had. That's why he was a part of the assassination of Fred Hampton. You need to go get that book about Fred Hampton. His lawyer wrote a book. I forgot the name of it. Very, very good book. Very, very good book. And that went from the Chicago PD all the way up to the FBI. Now, in that book, La Burglary, it does talk about the dominant society, white people, that was like, nah, fuck that. This is some racist shit, and we putting this shit out there. See, a lot of those white people, they don't exist anymore because they're not going to go against the code. See, they're going to stay on code. And when you be like, man, Warren, what you talking about a code? What you talking about a code? I'm talking about this, a compensatory counter racist code. Nearly Fuller Jr. Go get the book and read it. It's the book of Eli now, but go get it. Go get the book. Let me read. Oh, wait, facts. Her boyfriend kills blacks too. Oh, Amber Guyger? I bet you he does. Take my racism. Wait, what's up, Tasha? Take my racism front. I know what I'm dealing with. Yep. You better take your racism front because you know what you're dealing with. That's why I don't understand this too. That's another business I would like to delve into. Why don't the melanated community sell our own products to our own people? I couldn't even get the sponge at Sally's Beauty Supply because it's Latino sister, and she said it with conviction in her heart. She said they don't even sell that no more, and that was our top selling product. It's very popular, and everybody comes here to get that, and they stopped selling it. I wonder why they stopped selling it, because they don't want niggas to have their hair like this. That's all. Let me read. Yeah, he's an officer. He killed a brother a few years ago. Oh, that's a fact. Man, I was just talking to this dude from Hawaii, and I was asking him about Dog the Bounty Hunter. And he was like, nah. He was from Hawaii. He's like, nah, we don't fight. I was like, yeah. And he didn't even know. I said, you know, Dog the Bounty Hunter shot and killed a nigga, him and his boys. And they don't talk about that shit. Was calling him nigga this and nigga that, nigga this and that. That's why he was talking that nigga shit to his son when his son was dating a black woman. See, when that shit come out of them, let them keep talking. Don't forgive them. Just let them keep talking. And then you tell them when they get to talking, you let me know all I need to know about you. So that does not surprise me about Amber Guyger. I think personally Amber Guyger was fucking that black dude. That's what I think. And I think that black dude was going to tell on that bitch. Wait, what'd you say? She lying. I seen one yesterday by my crib. The sponge. Oh, yeah. Oh, you did? Yeah, that's what Sally's Beauty Supply said. We called another one. They said the same thing. That's okay, though. I got another one. But that's what she said. A lot of them don't carry them no more. Some of the older places carry them. Some of the Sally's Beauty Supplies don't. But I like what she said. She said, I don't know why. This was the Sally's Beauty Supply on Rainbow in Charleston. And she was basically like, yeah, we stopped carrying that. And I don't know why, because that was our most popular item. Everybody was buying that. We was always selling out of that. And what's so cold about that item, the sponge for our hair, they had the nerve to keep it behind the counter. You couldn't even pick it off the shelf. You can pick off nail polish, all this other expensive shit, but the damn sponge, you can't pick it off the shelf. That's why when you go to Walmart, like certain Walmarts that they have, the Walmart grocery stores, our products, they got our products locked up. And then they hike up the price because they know niggas need our products. They look, these Asian Chinamen got the lock. They are locking and boxing us out of our own product. And what I'm disappointed about in Vegas too is that they got us boxed out in the swap meets and in the store. It's a beauty supply store for hair and shit that's owned by Chinese people on Rancho in Washington. If you live out here in Las Vegas. My family been going there for years since I've been coming out there. And I didn't notice that when I was younger. You know, but now I'm older. Why do we go to them? Why isn't it a melanated store that sells these products to our own people? Why is that? And I'm not talking about a melanated front, a melanated person that's the store manager, but it's some white motherfucker that own it or some Chinaman that own it. I'm talking about an actual melanated brother or sister who owns it and needs to be selling it to our people. Don't nobody know us like we know us. That's the thing that be tripping me out, man, about my people. And we so misinformed. We always start slavery with them enslaving us. Let's go back. That's why I tell you, go get the book called White Gold. Talks about Ismail Moulay, a Northern African Moor who was capturing them motherfucking white motherfuckers up and enslaving their asses. See, they don't like to talk about that. They only want to talk about Thomas Jefferson and all this other shit and how they enslaved us and poor us. And I'm not saying that we were enslaved and we were disenfranchised and put behind the line for 400 years. We were. But We got to know our history. We don't know our history. I got this other book. I got a ton of books. I got a book called Vlad the Impaler about Dracula. That's the real story of Dracula. People think, oh, they just made this up. No. It's a real story behind that. And the reason why Dracula was all powerful and drinks and kills the blood, and I just read the back of the book, because Dracula was killing the Moors. He was putting them on spikes. See, we don't know that. That's why if you notice anything of any type of white knight or white person, they're not, because if you notice, Dracula was never really considered bad, really. They tried to paint him a little bit bad, but he was all seductive and finessing a motherfucker some type of way. You know what I mean? They didn't make him evil. You know what I'm saying? These are just things that we have to understand. Most melanated people don't know that a black person saved Disney. And not Disney, but Marvel. Wesley Snipes, Blade saved Marvel. But they got y'all thinking that X-Men and the Avengers and Iron Man and all this other shit, that didn't save Marvel. That sustained Marvel. Blade saved Marvel. And now they had the nerve to have a new Blade, and they ain't even gonna put Wesley Snipes in it. But it was his creation and his inception of like, yeah, we gonna do a Blade. And he wanted to do Black Panther. And if you read the comic book of Black Panther, he's stronger than all the other ones. But for some sort of reason, they don't make him stronger than all the other ones. Now, why is that? They make Captain Marvel strong and made her look like a dyke in the fucking last movie. Now, come on, man. These are just things that we have to look at and understand. So when you look at people like Amber Guyger, don't just... I'm so sorry, y'all. You don't know. God. Man, please. I'm not buying that shit. Because, bitch, you wasn't saying that when you was in. How you going to be in the wrong apartment? That's the thing that I don't get. How are you in the wrong? If my black ass was in a white woman's apartment and I shot and killed that bitch because I thought she was a burglar, they not even finna hear what I got to say. They not even. I'm in handcuffs and I'm dead. Or, guilty, nigga. You going to the pen. And ain't nobody gonna represent me. I'm gonna have to represent myself. They gonna give me a public defender that's snorting black tar heroin in the bathroom to represent me. They're not finna allow me to get no, and I'm not getting no bail. And I'm not gonna be able to walk around and talk shit to nobody. Period. And if I get on the stand and get to crying, they go back, shut up, nigger. No crying for you, nigger. You should've, I don't wanna see those nigger tears. Or those nigger emotions. You're a guilty nigger. And that's exactly how they gonna treat you. I'm telling you, man. Once you start knowing your history just a little bit, you think totally different on what the fuck going on and what's supposed to take place. That's a fact. Know who you are. Know what you about. And you're right. Families need to come together. You're right. Families need to come together. That's why, hey, any type of family situation, these are all socializations. This is social engineering. It's programming. So when families like don't know how to look at things from a different perspective, somebody that has a different perspective has to wait, let it pass, and then that's when you start to try to fit things into the right pieces. But a lot of it is too, because in white families, that's known. In white families, you have this hierarchy of need where it's like the people at the top, the mom and the dad, whoever has the wealth and the properties and the houses and the cars and all this other shit, they're the ones who's moderating the temperature of how everybody else is. And they're the ones that's altering everybody's behavior. Because people they will kind of jade how they really feel and see and view things when it comes to hierarchy of needs and family and all this other stuff. And I get it, because that's prevalent in a lot of families. Where it's like, oh, you gotta act this way, or you gotta act that way. If you don't act that way, you might not be in the wheel, or motherfuckers might not fuck with you. But what I have learned is, if you teach self-preservation and you learn that for yourself, and you know, well, I can only depend on myself, and I ain't got to worry about nothing else. And I'm not saying just be an asshole to somebody or your family members or nothing like that. But I'm not saying this. Oh, but let me go do all this studying. So if I got family members that's in religion and all that, I'm gonna be arguing with them. No, you don't do that. You just continue to gain knowledge and understand that that's their path. See, there's a saying, Two roads diverge in the yellow woods. I took the one less traveled. That's by Robert Frost. I'm telling you, family marriage needs to become a thing. That's facts. I think a lot of families, especially melanated families, are poor and disenfranchised families for the most part. So they come from nothing, physically and mentally, because we base all our successes off of materials. We don't base it off all that. I'll tell you this right now, you can learn a lot about a person by what they spend their money on. So they spend their money on cars, clothes, and shoes. That's what they into, and there's no diss to that. There's this book, my nephew got it. It's called The Wealth Choice by Dennis Kimbrough, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. In that book, he talks about how he breaks down the classes. Poor people talk about cars, clothes, and shoes. Middle class people talk about titles and degrees. Wealthy people, they talk about bank accounts, stocks, bonds, 401k, mutual funds, CDs. That's what they talk about. That's a fact. That is a fucking fact. He's not lying about that shit. That's why when you start to try to get into those type of things and you start to move your mentality more towards the stock, you're going to hear from your people. Because our people, we have lack of knowledge. So we think the stock and all that, oh, it's gambling, it's this. Now, let me tell you something. I think one day I'm going to do a documentary and I'm going to compare stock to gambling. That's what I need to start working on. And I'm going to start going to these casinos and talking to people that's putting their bets in and seeing how much their profit return is versus the profit return of buying stock long term. That's a fact. Because I see niggas lined up with the motherfucking clown ass paper, you know, with all these numbers. I don't know who said that niggas ain't good at math. Niggas is good at math when at that motherfucking sports book. When they looking at the over and the under and the +9 and -10 and all this other shit, and I'm like, God damn, man. But you don't like stock, but you can read that? I don't get it. Because that ain't nothing to me but a derivative of the stock market to me. +9, -10, the over and the under, the money line, and the parlay, this one, and all this other shit. And then when you be like, hey man, you like Fatburger, right? Like, yeah, man, why you don't get the stock? Man, I don't fuck with no stock. But you eat Fatburger every day. Do you know how much Fatburger stock is? It's like $4 a share. For real? Yeah, it's $4 a share. Didn't even know that. Didn't even fucking know that. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker be like, yeah, man, I was on Twitter the other day. Ooh, you like Twitter? Then why don't you buy the stock? When I bought Twitter stock, it was $15 a share. Now it's like $35 to $40 a share. You like Under Armour, right? You like Steph Curry? Why don't you both buy? Why you don't go purchase Under Armour stock? Under Armour stock is like $19 a share. But we're not socialized to do that. We're socialized to buy clothes, shoes, go to church, look fresh, you know, speak in tongue, and then we feel better about ourselves Sunday night, and Monday morning we feel a little better, and Tuesday we feel like shit. Wednesday, now I gotta get back to my fuckery. Thursday I'm chilling. Friday night I'm chilling. Saturday night is fuckery all night. I'm gonna get fucked up and commit some fuckery. Then Sunday I'm gonna purge myself of that shit all over again. I think that's what we into, and those are the things that I think eventually we gotta stop. That's all I'm saying. But hey, man, it's been my time, man. I got a lot of shit to do today. I'm reading this book right now called Bacon's Rebellion about Nathaniel Bacon. Very, very good book. Man, I read this one part. I gotta say it. This is how white people think. Now, Nathaniel Bacon came from a prominent family, but he was still a scam artist type shit, from what I've read thus far. And he married this woman. I'm reading the chat, man. Shout out to the chat. I'm interested in stock. You should do more on that. All right, man. I'll do a podcast on some stock. I ain't tripping off that shit. I'll do one. I do want to get on some stock. I don't know that much about it. You want to really know about stock, man? Check out Dr. Boyce Watkins on YouTube. That's where I got a lot of my information from. And then I got the books that he suggested, and I started reading. So yeah, that's how I got in the game. But I can tell you 2 books. Go get Stock Tip for Dummies. It's a book called Stock Tip for Dummies. Get that on Amazon, and get Mutual Funds for Dummies. And get those 2 books. Read Stock Tip for Dummies first. Very, very good book. Very, very good book. And that'll kind of put you on the game on what you need to know about stock. That helped me out a lot. About mutual funds. More about stock, the stock game. And then I would suggest after you read that, go get Robinhood. Right now, Robinhood is letting us buy stock wholesale. You can buy it for free. They don't charge you a trading fee. So if you can, Bitless Passenger, go get that shit, man. Go get Robinhood. And then before you start buying stock, read the Stock Tip for Dummies book, and then go on YouTube and just kind of look up some things that'll give you some clarity on Robinhood. It's very easy. It's very easy about limit price and limit order and for the day and aftermarket trading, and you know what I mean? So it'll give you that. I'll touch on that another day, but I digress. But this is the last thing I want to touch on before I get off of here. Now, Nathaniel Bacon was about to marry this bride, right? I forgot her name, but it was so interesting because his wife came from a prominent family too. Well, the dad didn't want her marrying Nathaniel Bacon because he had committed some type of crime, but he got away with it. So the dad was like, nah, I don't want my daughter married no motherfucker like that. So he wrote a will, and in his will, it basically was like, I'm giving all my fortune to my grandson, and I'm leaving none of my fortune to my daughter unless she can marry anybody else but Nathaniel Bacon. So basically, she can marry anybody else, and she can inherit all my riches. But if she marries Nathaniel Bacon, I'm taking the bitch out the will. And that's how white people think. And this has been going on since the beginning of time with them and their fortunes. But anyway, hey man, love, live life, magnetize the people that you want around you. Don't bullshit around. Go check out that Amber Guyger shit and read up on it and really, hey man, look at it, dissect it and say, damn, okay, well, Warren was wrong on this, but maybe I get where he's coming from. Don't just take my word for it. Go read these books. Hey man, love, live life. I'm out. Peace. Guilty niggas.